My goal is to win the Europa League with Nottingham Forest this season. Partly because we're 10th in the table with 9 games to go and there's not much to play for there, but mostly because we came second in the league phase, which makes us one of the favourites to win the whole thing. There is one small issue though. We travelled to Porto in the round of 16 and lost 2-0 in the first leg. Now we face a huge uphill battle in the home leg if we want to progress through the competition. Luckily for us, Mohamed Ali Cho was up for it. 36 minutes in, Elliot Anderson played him through to finish with power past Diogo Costa. Then less than 2 minutes later, Zinchenko put in a low cross to Cho, whose effort was deflected past the keeper. The game was looking like it was going to extra time, but with 12 minutes to go, Ola Aina played a low cross in for Mohamed Ali Cho to stick out his foot, score his hat-trick and complete the comeback. But now we have an arguably even more difficult task ahead of us as we've been drawn against Roma in the quarterfinals. We didn't have the best preparation for the game as Spurs thrashed us 4-0 in the Premier League as our stars dropped some terrible match ratings. And sure enough, we fell to a 1-0 defeat in Rome, a match where they dominated. Roma had 23 shots to our 8, so we somehow need to get all of our players to significantly improve in just 1 week. So I rotated players for our weekend game against Aston Villa, but the rotations couldn't score. Thankfully we did win 1-0, but that was because I brought on Hudson-Odoi and Cho from the bench. Then I decided to make a small tactical tweak. Instead of forcing short passes, I'm going to let our players vary their passing a bit more in the hope that we can create more chances. And that seems to do the trick. An hour into the second leg, we took the lead through Callum Hudson-Odoi, which forced the game to extra time. And this is where our summer signing, Mohamed Ali Cho, proved he was worth every penny, getting on the end of a Dan Ndoye cross to win us the tie 2-1 on aggregate. Although the man of the match was January signing Justin Bilo. He kept a clean sheet despite Roma taking 24 shots and putting 10 of them on target. If we still had Matt Sells in goal, I don't think we would have won this one. So now all that stands between us and the final is Celta Vigo. Call me arrogant, but I think Roma and Porto are better teams than Celta Vigo, so this to me should be a walk in the park. And sure enough, we ended up taking 25 shots in the first leg as we went on to win 2-0 at home, despite playing without the injured Cho. Douglas Luiz opened up the scoring with an incredible shot from distance, before Callum Hudson-Odoi remained calm and composed under pressure to fire his effort past the keeper. Mohamed Ali Cho still injured for the second leg, and Chris Wood is not registered for the Europa League games, which in hindsight was quite a bad idea. Zinchenko's corner then, put into the middle, is cleared fairly comfortably. It falls to Dan Ndoye on the edge of the area, back to Zinchenko, back to Dan Ndoye, and that's why we are starting Dan Ndoye up top. He has been so good playing as a striker. Celta Vigo now with a mountain to climb. They lose the ball in the midfield with Elliot Anderson and Ruben Neves bringing the ball forwards up to Dan Ndoye, the goal scorer. Hudson-Odoi get to that wide to backward on that far side. Can he find another great ball into the middle? There's few people waiting right there around the penalty spot, but it's Neves who takes the shot from distance instead and puts it just wide. Backward with the ball once again though as you try and bring it through the middle of the pitch this time. Hudson-Odoi, is he going to shoot from distance? No, lays it back to Neves who gives the ball away. And is this where Celta look to try and get a goal back? They do. I mean, they need at least another 2 to take the game to extra time and then a third to win it. I mean, they are at home. They are the home side. They're going to have that crowd advantage behind them. They've played pretty well so far. They've matched us across the pitch in terms of match stats. So I guess if we hold on like this, it's looking like it's going to end up like a draw, but I'd like to see us just eke out that 3-goal lead once again, because that feels unassailable as the clock starts to tick down as Gibbs White finds Hudson-Odoi. Good save by the keeper again. If we keep missing chances like that, it just invites Vigo back into the game more and more, but we have stopped their attack right now, and Gibbs White now looks to bring the ball forwards. The number 10, the captain, finds Ndoye in front of him. I think he should have run into space a bit more there to try and get further forward, but instead we have worked it through to Callum Hudson-Odoi, who was just in an offside position. Every highlight seems to be starting in the Vigo defensive third. We're putting the pressure on. We need to win the ball up high and get that second goal before the half-time whistle. We need to stop them coming forward, because if they take the lead before half-time, we're going to be in trouble. But Bakwa might be punishing a poor Celta de Vigo there, and we've been given a penalty. It's going to VAR, but Fran Beltran has no way to defend himself there, surely. VAR call is a penalty has been awarded. Okay, right, we have to score this. Up steps Ruben Neves. Cool as you like, right into the bottom corner, was never going to miss. 4-1 on aggregate at half-time. Surely we are not going to throw it away from here. But Vigo are doing their very best to try and get back in this game, and Svedberg there gets plenty of space on that far side of the penalty area, and we've been rather fortunate not to concede there. I don't know who we're going to be set to play. I mean, I wouldn't mind Aston Villa, we beat them 1-0 recently. Bologna would be a different test, but again, I think we've beaten stronger teams in Porto and Roma than Bologna. But am I talking too soon? Because we're not in the final yet. Ah, dear. Just a couple moments since Vigo scored, I was about to make some changes, but we'll see how this highlight plays out. My plan is to try and shut the game down, but if we can then score a goal here to take it back to a 3-goal lead, then maybe I'll be less inclined to sit back and invite pressure, which is what we'd be doing. We'd be shutting the game down, but we would be inviting some pressure onto us. If we score here, maybe we should do that anyway, to be fair. Thank you, Dan and Doy. That's 3-goal lead again. Out of possession, no hyper, mid-block, standard defensive line. We won't press quite so much to tire ourselves out, and we're going to obviously drop down to regroup as well. The game seems to have slowed down. We've not had a single highlight since our 3rd goal and those tactical changes, which is nice, but it is concerning that this highlight is going in Vigo's favour. They've got less than 20 minutes to score at least 3 goals, and they're not going to do it like that. A la Aina now with some space. Can he get into that space in front of the defender? He can, in the penalty area. Surely a low cross coming, a little tap in at the near post. Not quite in the back of a net, but how has Bakwa not got that on target? Also, Villa now 3-1 up against Bologna. It looks like it's going to be Aston Villa we're going to face. The clock ticks down, and we've done it. We're going to the Europa League final, and we are going to be facing Aston Villa in the final. They beat Bologna 6-3 on aggregate. But it's not just Europe where we're having success. Our tactical tweak has helped us beat Chelsea and Burnley 2-1, with Dalandoy scoring as he starts up top whilst Cho is injured, putting us in a superb position. We're now up to 6th, a point away from Chelsea in 4th, and with a game in hand. This could be a magical end to the season. We managed to see off Newcastle United as we won 3-1 at the City Ground, before then beating Sunderland 2-1 away from home, with the out of favour Chris Wood scoring a brace. Maybe we should have used him all season long, especially because when Mohamed Ali Cho came back from injury, he never looked like scoring as we got thrashed 3-0 by Manchester United. Despite that loss though, heading into the final game of the season, we're 4th in the table, which would be a phenomenal achievement if we can stay there. 4th place was looking like it was going to be ours when we took the lead against Bournemouth 24 minutes in. Just after the break, we doubled our lead thanks to a terrific header from Morgan Gibbs-White, before a 3rd goal on the hour mark looked to seal all 3 points. However, Bournemouth managed to pull one back with 20 minutes to go. Then, with 10 minutes to go, they grabbed a 2nd goal. And of course, they completed their comeback minutes later to draw the match 3-3, dropping us to 5th place with a -1 goal difference, missing out on the top 4. I really hope this isn't a bad omen of what's about to come. The biggest game of the season. But we don't care about the Premier League. We were never going to win it. What I came here to do this season is win the Europa League. I made a promise to the fans that we were going to win it, and now we've got the opportunity to do it. Surely we can't bottle it at the final hurdle. But clearly both sides are nervous ahead of this one. We're approaching the 20-minute mark, and this is the first highlight we're seeing. We're in our black kit, which is quite dark. Villa in their home kit, which is quite dark. It's actually quite difficult to make out who's who on the pitch at the moment, but it is Aston Villa coming forward with Harvey Elliott down this near side. Looks to get into the penalty area, doesn't get tripped up. We stay on our feet. Harvey Elliott shoots, and Bilo with a huge save there, the first real bit of action in the game. And it's Villa who seem to be on top and maybe more up for this. We've had 1 shot to their 5. We've only seen the 1 shot so far in our highlights. So clearly defensively we're doing a good job, but we have to do something a little different going forward. We have such a good attack at the moment. I think Dan and Doy's got 9 goals, 9 assists. I want to say Mohamed Ali Cho's got at least 25 goals this season. Morgan Gibbs-White is up there as well, but Dan and Doy is doing it all by himself at the moment. And it is saved and pushed behind for a corner. We've got such a lethal attacking front line, but they're just not finding any luck so far against this Villa defence, who aren't playing brilliantly. Mings on a 6.5, Martson on a 6.3. It's half-time and it's 0-0. We are dominating the possession, but we're just not doing anything with it. I'm happy with how we've dominated possession so far. Let's say that, and everyone looks happy, which is good. But early in the second half, Villa have got a free kick. Martson stands over this one. Left-footed ball towards the edge of the area. Now into Kamara. Back to Martson. Will he float across into the middle? No, plays it short to Kamara again. Villa really not wanting to put a high cross into the middle here, and for good reason, because Martson had an incredible chance there and somehow hasn't converted. Martson, long throw, down the line, headed clear by the defenders, but Luca Dean is now bringing the ball forwards. Sancho, 1-2, gets it back. This could be the moment that Aston Villa take the lead of the game. It's just far too easy for Sancho to beat his man, and Watkins is goal side of the defender, and he's always going to finish when that's the case. I think some changes are needed. I've still got trust in the front four. Like, they are so good, and they have been so good. But Zinchenko's played poorly today, so Ola Aina is going to come on for him. I think maybe we need to bring on Douglas Luiz, and actually maybe as well Elliot Anderson. I'm going to do both of those changes now midfield. But those personnel changes haven't done much in terms of the match stats right now. I think instructions have got to change here as well. We have discouraged shots from distance turned on. I'm going to just put it on balance right now. I don't mind how we take shots. We just need to take some shots. Maybe rather than play through the press as well, we should actually bypass the press and be a little bit more expressive with our creativity. Someone needs some magic out there. Time is really running out now, and there's so little that I can do. We're having a few more shots now, but we're not seeing any on a highlight. You can see the ball is up and down the pitch quite a lot, to be fair, and we do seem to have more possession still, but we just aren't creating anything with that possession. I command you to please do something, players. We came so close, and yet we were so far. Aston Villa win the Europa League, and I have failed. Look, I guess you can't win everything, and not everything is there to be won. But can I win a league title by playing without any attackers? I tried to create this incredible formation that only has centre midfielders as the furthest forward. Can this formation actually go on to win a league title, or am I just delusional and this will never work? You can find out in this video on screen right now.